Hi everybody, how is everybody doing today? So give me a second just to get everything up. Oh, why do you always do this to me? Right, where am I? Can't see comments. Where's the comments? Oh, my word out. Wait a minute, because I can't see the comments. Comment. There I am. Hi, Mrs. G. Hi, April. How is everybody doing this evening? I'm going to knock the noise off of my phone. And we should be all raring to go. Good evening, Pauline. So the noise you were just hearing is me threading my spool. Just in case we run out, I can just grab another spool. So wait, bear. I'll wait for everybody to join us. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend, or start to, I should say. Then, has anybody got anything planned? Now, how is it? You just worked a second ago. Don't want to work for me now. There we are. There. I'm raring to go. Got spare spool. It's all good. Right. How am I doing, Claire? I am okay, Avril. First of all, hi, Angie. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I went out with the lovely Miss Rian for lunch today, and we had a really girly lunch, so that was nice. I'm okay. I've caught up with all my swaps. Got one more to catch up on, but that's sort of getting through that. I've done all my 6-way swaps, and I think everybody else has. So if you haven't seen, I put the last video up today. Good evening, Debbie. Hi, ladies. Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's live. So tonight's live, what am I doing? First of all, let me just see. Haha, that's better. The writing was on like 20% and I was really close to the screen. I'm like, I don't remember it being that small. It's because I zoomed it in. Hi, Debbie. So I hope I haven't missed anyone. So last week, hi, Shirley. How are we this evening? So last week I was making a toiletry gift bag, sort of to speak. And I said you could either have it as a toiletry bag or you can make one as a gift bag. So I haven't really done that much to it. The only thing I've done a bit different, and I'll show you in a second, was last time you saw me, I had sewed the zip to the green fabric and I left this inside sort of loose and we were going to sew the zip to this side. So I went back and I thought, wait a minute, if I do that, it's going to be a bit of a tight zip. So I undid it all. Yes, I know. I undid it all, the joys of sewing. And what I did is I sewed the inside section first to the green fabric, and then all of it on this fabric, I beg your pardon, like this. So the zips on the inside, and then once I'd done that, then I'd sewed the green fabric to the inner. So I've actually done the in section. I've just got the outer section sort of to do, and this is the pocket that will enable us, because it's going to be sort of like a handbag shape. So like I said last week, you could either make this, well, you could make it for any occasion, but you could either make it for a toiletry bag or you can make it for a gift bag. You know, the choices are totally your choice. So all I'm doing as we speak is I am matching my corners up, and I'm going to put a pin in the green side fabric rather than the out. Make sure my fabric's nice and straight, and I've undone the zip just to help me. And then I also cut all these out, didn't I, last week? And the other thing I've done as well to prepare me for putting the bag together is I've also made some seam binding, just out of a jelly roll, nothing special, but however, because we'll need some seam binding because you're going to see raw edges otherwise. So turn this completely around. My corner is there, so on point. So I'm hoping the last week it was in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm hoping this week that it hasn't done that you can sort of see one frame and then I've managed to knock the anti-focus off. I'm hoping so. Let me know if it is in and out, and then I won't amend it now because I don't want to knock the what am I trying to say? I don't want to knock the video off, so I'll probably amend it for next week. But let me know if it's one still picture or it's focusing in and out, still trying to find the picture. So now I've pinned all that together. I have got a little bit of fabric just glooming there, but what I'll do when it comes to me sewing that section, I shall just pop over it. Oh. Just pop over it like that. Right, this is my seam binding. It's all sort of different colours, and I've ironed it in half as well. It's all been pressed and ironed. It is different colours, I promise you, when I get to the different colours. So come on, there, look, see, we've got pinks, and what else have we got? I was just basically using I bought a is it jelly roll? Yeah, I bought a jelly roll. So there's the different fabrics there, and that's another nice one. So I bought a jelly roll, and these were the strips left over from it. The other strips I used was a plain white one I had. Okay, listen, thank you, Shirley, sweetheart. I had bought the jelly roll originally. This one's got polka dots on. For something we had made on the group, and this was just what was left over. So I'm hoping it's going to be enough for what I want it to be for. So I've done that, and then I've also got some fabric out that I haven't ironed as of yet. For our handle, because that's the only thing I didn't make last week was the handle. And I've actually bought some more wadding as well, so you don't have to stretch the wadding at all. So let me get my zip foot on, not literally, of course, and let's sew the zip on. So I'm going to take my normal foot off. I'm going to put it on the right side, and then I'm going to sew. So I'm going to leave that little top bit till the end. I'll try to anyway. Actually, take his pins out. Okay, let go. Turning my corners as I go, and obviously taking those pins out. And I'm going to push that fabric right onto the end of my zip, because otherwise it's going to be miles away from where I want it to be. Next pin. Move that out of my way, and I'm going to sew to that corner, but I'm going to come around because the corners are not square, they're more rounded. I need to sort of sew, come around the corner and then sew straight, because if I sort of pull that corner, I'll end up with fabric that'll want to sort of to do that, and then that'll end up with creases in, which we don't want. So twist, take my pin out, ready to sew, and move it along. Take my pin out, and if you find your fabric is a bit too close to your zip, move it, because the last thing you want to be doing is sewing all your zip out only to find that it's in the way. Now I have a ballpoint pin here. I'm going to go right up to the corner. I'm going to sew over just to make sure that that fabric isn't coming away. And then I'm going to join it then onto the other side. And you'll sort of see what I've done. I've sort of created myself a curve. There's my pins dropping on the floor. Now I need to close it in order to do this side. Now let me move my pins out my way. So where are you all watching me from, and what time is it with you all? Good evening, Miss Sarah. I had a beautiful package off the lovely Sarah today. I'm going to switch my zip foot because I want the needle this time to go this end instead of my left. So I'm going to switch it. I had a beautiful package off Sarah. She made me absolutely stunning sewing machine cover. And I'll show you what it looks like. Lift. Now that will hit the teeth of the zip, but I'm expecting that to do it. As long as I go slow, it shan't break the needle. Okay. Texas, April is watching me in Texas, and it's 2:15 in the afternoon. Wow. So let me see. Texas. Is it? I bet it's nice and warm. Am I wrong in saying that? I'm just gonna grab. Oh, I'm knocking all the knocking all my pins on the floor, which isn't good. It's very windy and heavy rain, and it's quarter past London in London. Quarter past 9 in London. Try that one, Colette. Quarter past. Right, I'm just taking off my beginning thread. And I will say this, if anybody wants to attempt this, it's not the easiest thing to do when you're putting a zip on. And I think it wasn't easy for me because it's not something zips I pick up every day and do. So yeah. Making sure that there's no sneaky threads that are going to cause any problems. And I'll show you the cover. I have done a video, but I wanted to take a photo of it on my machine, and I wanted to do that in daylight. So that'll go up tomorrow. Where else? It's 9:15 in South Wales. Is it, Ree? Is it indeed? So as you can see, I knew I would have trouble with this. There's too much zip there. Do you know what? When I was sewing it earlier, I was thinking, no, I've got too much zip. Oh, what's gutting? I'm going to see if I can. I need to cut that extra slip off. Should have a gap now. There. And I'm going to cut. I'm going to grab. And the only reason it's done that is because it's caught that. That's what was causing that problem. So I'm going to just check with it being closed. I know that earlier when I was sewing it up, I was having a bit of a nightmare because the fabric wasn't doing as it should be doing and was causing me some difficulty. I'm going to catch a little pin there and I'm just going to sew over. I'm just going to sew over that. It doesn't matter if there's a thing here because what I'm going to do, once this stretches, you probably won't see it. However, no. There. I'm just going to fix my little. I have some glue somewhere, fabric glue. Get my cup over. There's the fabric glue. It's a little fabric pen, and what it does, it's only sort of a temporary fix. What it does is gives you enough time. You can go over it with your machine. And I have got a spare one somewhere. And do you think I can find it? Okay. Right, where's my little pin gone? It's pulling a little bit, but it's not as pulling as much as it was. So I'm going to sew that now, and then I'm going to show you, as promised, my sewing machine cover that Sarah made me. It's fiddly. Come on. That'll do. That'll do nicely. And then I'm just going to tack. I don't know what's caused that to happen. I haven't got a full guess. However, I've literally just fixed it. Making sure that it's grabbing the other side, which it is. So I've put a little stitch there and I put one that side, so when I want to close it I can see the stitch the other side, so I can go up and over like I did on the other side. So where did everybody say I'm dreading the weather tomorrow, but I'm doing craft fairs for 3 days. Oh my days, are you really, Lisa? Oh, you love it. Is it the craft is the craft fair outside by any chance? Okay, so I've done it. A little loop there. So I've sort of amended my problem, I think. It's not pulling, but it's not completely straight. It's not as straight as I would like it. I would have liked it there, but I've never made one of these before. I will say this all to you again. I've never made one of these before, so I'm not that bothered by it sort of pulling there. Okay. Now, what we're going to do now is sew these teeth together so that it's not pulling. So I'm not having to hold this and pull it. And the way, there's a couple of ways of doing this, but I like doing it the old-fashioned way. So the first way is you can do it, sew teeth down with a machine or by a zigzag stitch, or because I don't want it pulling, and it'll take me 2 minutes to do. Grab a needle and a thread, and I'm going to go. Now, a sharp needle would be handy. By word. Is the top the bag? The top. This is. It will look like a handbag once it's finished. I had a vision in my mind. This has been inspired by, us girls have got handbags, haven't we? Well, this was inspired by me looking at my handbag and thinking, can I make a sort of a gift bag, toiletry bag? And I was thinking, oh, well, can I? And I sort of thought there has to be a way. So I sat down with a pen and pencil, and I started to create this little bag. Now, I think I've put the measurements in the description box below, but if I haven't, can you ask me what they are now? I know I can't think off top head what they were, but they're in last week's video, and after tonight's live, if they're not in the description bar below, then I will go back and I will put them in there. But yes, this is sort of the front, the top of the bag, if that makes any sort of sense. So yes, you're all talking about the rain. We had lots of rain this morning, did you? We got wet. We did, me and Miss Rhea, and we went out shopping. Lunch we went out, and we got wet getting to the car. And then when we got out of where we went for lunch, it wasn't raining no more. So all I've done is I've sewn the teeth together, so it's not gonna pull. So what I like to do, because I've doubled my thread over, like I say, you can do this as a zigzag stitch. You can just hand sew it. It doesn't take very much sewing, because all you're really doing is just sewing the teeth together. But I have gone wrong somewhere along the line, because there shouldn't have been any excess. There shouldn't have been any excess fabric. So I don't know where I've gone wrong. And that should have been a bit more straighter. I think. I would have said so. So I'm just going to test the zip again before I put the bag together. That's better. Now, you see these corners, I've done them to some of them and I've forgotten the others. All I've done as I was sewing, like I say, I've forgotten to do it, is I've just cut these at an angle. Because there's a scoop, it's almost like a scoop of it coming around. I've cut it at an angle. Right, okay, so that's our zip. Now I need to find the normal foot. We went out for substantial coffee, 5 minutes clear. I looked like a... She got in the car, she went, "This is not my look, you know." She was drenched, and I was like, well, you look fine. She went, "Don't lie to me." Right, let me show you Sarah's cover, because I said I would show you, even though I have done a video of me opening my parcel, which I was like, wow. So let me show you this cover. So me and Sarah both agreed. Now I've done videos on my cover. Both agreed that we would just do like a wraparound cover rather than having like a hole on the top. So Sarah, bless her little cotton socks, made mine reversible. What I mean by that is, so this is sort of the front, and she's picked beautiful fabric. That's the back, sorry, this is the front, and there's 6 little pockets of this gorgeous fabric on the side, and then she's given me, like, this got the Eiffel Tower of Paris on. It's all sort of matching and coordinated, and then on the other side, like I said, it's reversible. She's used jelly rolls, and she's done sort of strips in blue of absolutely stunning. And then, so that's the back, this is the front again. She's done pockets on this side. This one has 3 pockets, so I could either have it one side or I could have it the other. So yes, I wanted to take a picture of it on my machine, and then the video will go up. But she also sent me other little bits and pieces. Some of the things that she sent me, she made, but I believe you find out what else she sent me when you watch the video, but I was blown away. And she also did, I don't know whether it's the camera's picking up, but she also did some stitches, like, oh, they're gorgeous stitches all the way up to create this sort of quilting effect. It's really, really clever. So that is my cover for my machine. So I had to show you that. I love that French, but yeah, it's absolutely stunning, Lisa. Couldn't agree with you more, sweetheart. Right, okay. So we now have the front of this. Now we're going to have to find the middle. And to find the middle, we need a pen, a reversible pen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half. So as you can see, the top, and all this will straighten itself out. There's there's the middle. And on this side, should have done this before I put the zip on, but needless to say. Okay, and then I made some sides, didn't I, last week? So one is the bottom, which is that, and these are the sides. So this is my inside fabric. This is the top of the bag, and that's the bottom. Fold your piece in half. Mark that one. And then mark this side with my friction pen. And then we're literally going to connect the dots. So I am going to I'm just trying to think how to do this now. Connect the middle lines up, and I'm going to pop some pins in, and then connect the sides up. Now you could use, I suppose, actually I might do it for just because it's a little bit quicker, my Wonder Clips. But make sure you've got a pin to tell you where the corner of your fabric is. Clip there. Sorry, Claire, I have to go back to work now. No, thank you, Shirley, for popping in. It was lovely to see you. Oh, bless her. Right, I'm going to push my corner in a little bit more because it's not sitting where I want it to sit. And then we're just going to follow that line all the way down. And it doesn't matter if I've got excess on the bottom, because I can always cut that off. I'd rather have too much than too little. Right. So I'm going to do the same to this side. Put a pin in where my corner is. And then I'm going to follow my strips all the way down. Is that not the middle? I thought that was the middle. Wait a minute. I'm going to check Then I'm going to unclip this. I'm just going to check my middle because I've got a funny feeling that's not the middle. And I'd rather check it. Then sew it all up and unstitch the whole lot. Unpick the whole lot, should I say. Okay, so 19, half of 18 is 4 plus 9, so that would be 9.5. Where's my pen gone? Right. And I'm going to mark this side as well since it's flat. Because once I do one side, I'm not going to be able to get the middle. So I'm looking for 9.5 from the edge, which is there. Wait a minute. Come on, Colette. Put the fingers. 9.5. Yeah. There. Rather have too much than too little. I feel that way about money. Oh, Lisa. Yes. Well, it's always a dilemma, you know. I'm going to go this way, I think. So match my middle to middle up. Yeah, inside to inside. Okay. And I'm going to go one there and one there, and then I'll use my winter clips. And like I say, I think I've done the sides a bit too big. However, it's good to be over, not under, when you're making these types of things that require, yeah, look how much I'm short. It doesn't matter. I'll cut it down and sew it together. Right, and then I'm going to do this way. Come on, Colette, butterfingers. There. Right, I'm going to read some comments out in a second, see what you've all been saying. Now, I might have, when I gave you the measurements, I might have given you them a bit too much. You can judge for yourself when you sort of do it, how much need to take off. Look at that, I got a spool out instead of a clip. I swapped over from DLA to PIP. Oh, have you swapped over, or are you in the middle of form filling? It's a nightmare when you do that. Right, so I have about that much over, and I don't know why one is sort of more sided than the other. I have no idea. Let's see if I can. Chris, he is on his computer, busy munching, going back and forth the kitchen, busy munching and not offering me, which I think is awful. So what has anybody been making anything? Lisa, you've been making your creations. How is, let me think. How is everybody getting on with everything? And that should, yeah, that's about the same. Yeah. Just needed the colour. Right, so there's one side. Now, it's better to do one side first. The reason I'm not pinning them sort of together is because it'll make it a little bit easier to sew as it being the first one. And also, once I'm finished sewing the both of them up, I can cut these down. And then that way it'll sort of all be sort of flush flat. So now it's a case of sewing. So I put my normal foot back on. I'm going straight stitch. That's my middle pin. And I'm going to keep all this fairly flat as can be, because otherwise what will end up happening is my stitches will go through that. That's what you don't want to happen. So let me do this corner first. And because I've picked round corners, not the easiest thing to do. Hopefully this will turn into some sort of a bag. So what kind of things have you been making then, Sue? Share with us all. And clip this side. That side. Now I know that purple pin there, the last little pin, that's telling me that I've run out. I'm coming to the end of my fabric. See what I mean? No, I haven't. Thought I had. Refresh the page. It's working now. She's back in the room. Lot of it about Paulie, my heavy shade. Oh, what's it, Paulie? Mine has froze. Oh, wow, no, it better not be. Now, I'll say this. What, Chris, what did he say on the news? About, there's a power cut happening in the UK tonight. Not in a particular area, but they said on the news there was a power cut happening in around the UK. So that might be the reason why it's dropping. But we'll sort of go with the flow, and if it keeps doing it, then it's not good fun to watch. I'll come off if it keeps doing it, and I'll come back on another day. So, oh, you've missed that section. I've missed that section. Do you know, I've cut some seam binding and I put it on the wrong side. I'm just going to sew, pull my fabric up. I still can put the seam binding on. I suppose it would strengthen it out actually. Right, let me just put a couple of pins. And we're just gonna, I didn't catch this corner. Like I say, if it keeps happening, it's no fun to watch, especially when you're watching live. Let me know, and I can always come back on tomorrow night. There we are, grabbed him. Just going to pick those stitches back up. Let me go from the side. We're doomed. We're doomed. We'll be like plunged into darkness forth, and we'll be left fumbling in the dark. That is the end of 9:45 news. Well, that's what they said. So as you can see, I have gone around the corner, and you'll see in a second what kind of shape that's given me. So I'm going to take this side, and I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to find my mark. Before I do that, though, let me just cut all these little tailing ends. There's my mark there. So join them at first. And like I say, the only thing I didn't make is the handle, which we can make that no problem. There's one there. And I'm going to go right on the tips of my corners. In there. Right, and now I'm going to use my wonder clips once more time. And I'm going to go round the sides again. That's lovely, Claire. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I haven't seen it yet. Right, can you see how much I've got left? And like I said, that's okay because we can cut it down and sew it up and sort of thing. So do this stitch. And I'm going to match all my corners up. And I have done seam binding, but I don't think I'll need them. But we'll see. Like I say, I can always put seam binding on to secure the sides and stuff. Right, so now we're going to sew this side, and then we'll go from there. Claire, will you cover the interior seams with binding? Well, I was going to cover the outs. I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking the idea was to have the seam binding on the outside, but it sort of didn't happen that way because I'd forgotten which way I was going with it. But, however, like I say, if I did cover the inside with seam binding, it would give it a little bit of a strength anyway. So we'll see if it needs it. If it doesn't, then the answer to that will be no. But we'll see. I mean, I might do it because it might be a bit messy if I don't. So all this, and that literally I'm only going straight stitch. I'm not going any other stitches. Now, the reason I'm making this bag, and like I say, the title does say gift bag, and you could make it for a gift bag. There's no reason to say you couldn't. Is because I want something to stand my toiletries in. Keep moving this around. So my bottles stand rather than leave flat. So move all this out on my way. And I'm going to keep going right to the end. Don't need to keep going to the end because I know it's a bit too long. Right, okay, so I have now my sides. So I'm gonna just cut these little, now these are just coming off the green fabric. So what I might do is do the seam binding on the inside because the green fabric seems to be coming undone. Okay. Before I do that though, I have now my two sides. So you can sort of see it taking shape. But we need to cut these corners. We need to make these edges flat. And what I'm going to do is sort of want to lay it on one side, and it's not going to do it because of the zip. And I'm just going to mark, where's my pen gone? I'm going to mark there, but I'm actually going to cut here because I need some sort of a binding. So if I go right to the edge, then I'm leaving it to chance and I'm going to cut it straight. So I'm going to cut that off and I'm going to sew it straight. Sew this side straight and then I'm going to sew the other side straight. And for this, I don't need it. And the pins. So there's my sort of side. Now it might be a bit too big, but we'll sort of go with it and see if I've done it all right. So again, cut some off this edge. There. Okay, and then I'm going to sew that then all the way across, and then we're gonna, I think I'm going to seam bind the inside only because this green fabric is coming undone. This is that type of fabric. You see how that one's gone to the edges? Might have to take a little bit more of the side off, I think. He thinks. I think I do. Yeah. I'm going to flip it that over a second. I don't know where the two are now. No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it alone, and then I can cut it down then when I'm on the outside. Right, I'm going to seam bind this edge. Good evening, Miss Tammy. Right, so seam binding this edge. Now, like I say, I've folded my seam binding inside out. Of course I have. My name's Colette. I don't do anything by halves. Of course I have. And I'm just going to fold them in like now. I've got my roller here somewhere. fold it in. Save me going to my iron. Fold it in again. And I'm going to take this edge. Oh, wrong way, that way. Hi, Carol. Oh, bless. You're never too late, sweetheart, ever. Pauline's here. And I'm going to fold my edges in. Now, I've learned with some seam binding, I hate seam binding with a passion, but I've learned that if you look at the side of whatever you are sewing, I'm going to give myself a little bit of room, and then just fold it so it meets each other. You should meet each other each side without having to worry about where your seam binding is going. And the reason I'm doing inside, this is the inside of the bag, is because the green fabric is coming undone. And over time, that's going to completely wear away. And then I won't have a handbag for a toiletry bag. I'll make sure these edges. There. I do apologize for the noise. Oh, that is a cool gadget. Yes, it's Lisa. No, well, that gadget came. I'm thinking you're on about this. That came with my magazine, and it's called Quilters, Seam Roller, Quilters. Oh, I can't think off the top of my head, but I did do a video this week of my top. Was it this week or last week? My top favorite things I have around me when I'm sewing, and that was one of them. And in there, I'd say what it's called. I think it's either called. It's not called a seam roller. I think it's called a quilter's seam roller, something like that. It's called. But mine came with my magazine, and it saves me getting up and down to the iron. I find it really does help me. But you can buy them on eBay. I have seen, since me showing everyone, since I've had mine, I have seen them on eBay for, well, tuppence really. They're not expensive at all. Okay, I'll have a look. It is really useful. Seam, it's either called a seam, it's not called a seam, it's not called a seam roller, because even I looked into eBay. I think it's quilter seam roller or seam quilters roller. It's something along sort of them lines. I can't think off the top of my head what it's called. Quilter seam roller. I can't think. I'd have to have a look. It's in one of my magazines, and have I got it from me? No, I haven't. Do you know, every time I get it out, everybody always asks me where I got that from, without fail. And every time I get it out, I can never remember. So this will structure the inside of my bag. It'll keep the sort of the sides sort of what am I trying to say? It'll keep them structured, it'll keep them up. Right. I'm using my clips. Right, when I get to, I'm gonna get to there. I have made loads, but I haven't measured for this. So if you are making this handbag, I haven't measured for it to be able to tell you how much I'm using. I only sort of sewed by eye. Oh, come on. I only sewed by eye. Sewed by eye, what am I trying to say? I only sort of sewed a ton of them together to create my seam binding. Right, this is one side eventually done. So we're going to sew all this together, and then I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to turn it the other way for you to see what it'll actually look like. So you can start wherever end you want to start. Now, when I'm doing my seam binding, I try and go as close to the edge of the seam binding as I can. And the other thing I learned to do is I sort of give this a little bit of tension, whether that's pressing with my finger or whatever that is. And yeah, all right. I hate seam binding with a passion. If I had to choose to use it or not use it, I wouldn't use seam binding. Has anybody got like anything sewing related, or perhaps paper related, whatever, that they don't like to use? I think my thing I don't like to use in paper, and I struggle at Christmas especially because everybody likes using it, is glitter. It goes everywhere, can never get off my hands, drives me up the wall. So that's my sort of my two things. I just sort of, I don't know. Yeah, I am catching it just about. Okay. Nearly there. And we're going to do the other side. Back stitch, a couple of stitches, cut off. Okay. My son-in-law has a phobia of glitter. Oh, does he really, Carol? Oh no, I can't. I know everybody uses it at Christmas, but oh, don't ask me to use it. I can't do it. I have caught it. It has come and done a little, but I'm not bothered by that. As long as I've caught it, that's all that matters. I'm going to do this side. And like I said right at the beginning, all this is, of course, press the wrong way. No, I can't. I do it every week. I will never learn it. Oh, you kicked yourself out yet again. Oh, Rianne. Right, so I'm just going to fold that in. No, I know everybody uses it at Christmas, but I can't use it. I just can't do it. And see, I'm all right with paint and embossing, but I just can't do it. Right, that'll set us off quite nicely, methinks. I'm just going to fold my edges in. Right, where did I put my clips? And then start the painstaking thing all over again. No, I can't. Takes it upon herself to glue Rian's feet on the floor and strap. Yes, he hates it Christmas. It's always on cards. I know, isn't it just decoration cards? No. If like, you know those hanging decorations that you can get that are full of like gold and silver glitter? That's gone at the back of my table. I can't pick them up. I can't do it. I didn't think you could have a phobia of it. Wow. Wow. I didn't think you could have a phobia of it. But then again, you can have a phobia of anything. Saying that. So I'm just going to fold all these edges in. And we have got the bottom. And the only reason, like I say, the only reason I'm taking my time to do this is because the green fabric is that sort of canvasy type material. So therefore, I know it's not going to withstand much if I don't take the time and sort of seam bind the middle of the inside of seam binding. If I'm making any sort of sense in what I'm saying, I'm just rambling on now. I promise we'll see something different in a second. Oh God, give me strength. Right, I'm nearly there. Right, cut this section off. Get rid of all these. Now, if I had ironed it the right way, this would have taken less time to do. But of course, it is me you are talking to. That's okay. When I was doing the seam binding, I sewed half of it the right way and half of it the wrong way. So I had the pretty sides facing each other on one strip and the wrong sides of the fabric facing each other on the next strip. And it's like that. Did you even look when you were sewing? Right, nearly there. do this edge. Okay, so we are at the bottom. I'm just going to pop one there. Right, move all these out of my way. And like I say, the only thing I have not done is our handle, which I think I might have to do after this, because once the bottom goes on, it's going to be a bit of difficult to do. Because I'm not going to be able to get the inside to sew the handle on. And I lift. Now I might, I'm debating on whether to do the handle out of the seam binding, but for that to happen I would need to turn it inside out, and I don't think it's wide enough for me to do it. Okay, yep, catch on the other side. Clip all these clips. All the way down, all the way down. Take this one off. And just sew that. Right, I'm going to do the handle next before I sew the bottom on. The reason for that, like I say, let me show you what we've got so far. Let me show you. So we have we have our sides on. We have the front of the bag on. So that is what it's going to look like. So we've got the zip on the top and we've got the sides. Now I want to do a bit of a handle on mine where I have done the bottom, and I've got this fabric out to make our handle. Now I think I'm going to have sort of a handle going over the top. So I don't know whether we have enough of this in order to do it. Yeah, we do. Just about. I think needs to be as wide as the bag. I need for it to sort of go from there to there. So that is 9.5 inches. So I'm going to go over this edge first. That's where the thread's coming from. That's 9.5 is there. My pen. That's my length. Now I don't want it to be what I don't want to be too wide, do I? So I'm gonna go 3 inches maybe. 3 inches. That should give me a nice strap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my fabric that way, and I'm going to use my ruler there's not many people know how to use these. What you do, oh gosh, is I'm going to iron this, but what you do is these blocks are sort of 3 inches. Now I'm going to turn it this way because each sort of red section is a square inch and I want 3. So I want to be able to cut it on 3, which is there. And now I've got 3 blocks. Now I can sort of cut with these. And then, where did I mark? Did I not mark? Just going to cut there. Right, so there is my handle. I'm going to iron back. Don't go anywhere because we've got the handle to stitch on and we've got the bottom. Okay, so that's what it looks like with this ironed. Quick, wasn't I? Right, okay. So I wanted to have a bit of sturdy iron. So, what am I trying to say? Handle. And because I've used batten, more or less for it all, I'm going to use batten only because it's not going to make it complete. It's going to have the strap, but it's not going to be stiff. So I can always lay it flat if I wanted to. I'm strapped to Carol with a bunny rope and covered in bubble wrap one. Oh, bless. That's standing up nicely. Oh, thank you, Ian. Right. Now I'm going to pin these sides together when I can find the pins. And I'm going to cut. I'm going to double my wadding over as well because that will give me, wait a second, that will give me a bit of structure to it. One there and one just there. Right, let's cut this out. One, and we're going to sew this in like a long tube. And that way, that'll be our little handles go on the top. Okay, long tube, and all I'm going to do, the raw edges are by here. I am going to make sure that my fabric is wrong side, right side's facing, because I'm going to turn this inside out. Now, come on, Colette. Lace handle. Oh, I could put a lace. I could put a lace on it, couldn't I? Sarah gave me some really nice lace today. Sarah gave me some of this gorgeous lace. So that's a point. Before I... Oh, Sarah, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to use some of the lace that Sarah gave me. Right, where's my scissors? Needed to have a bit of lace on there somewhere. Don't cut the bottom, whatever you do, clad. Right. Right side's facing. I'm going to pop the lace in the centre, because I can always cut this down. Not a problem, wrong way. And I'm going to fold it over. Now, like I say, I'm going to sew all the way down here. And then that should give me a long tube that I'm able to sort of pull, pull it, if I'm making any sort of sense. So straight stitch all the way down. Right. And do all this. Now I should be able to pull all this up the other edge. Have I done this wrong? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. That is pretty lace. Sarah very kindly, when she sent me my parcel, she very kindly put some of this in. Now, if I've done this the right way, which I'm hoping I have, I should be able to pull this sort of inside out. And that's why I say sew it like a tube. And then you're able to pull it inside out. And then I'll have the lace on the outside as well. Nearly there. There we are. Sorted. Straighten this out a little bit. Did get a bit squashed as I was pulling it out. Just gonna knock my phone on silent. See? So now we've got a tube. So let me read some comments. Strapped you down. Oh my word. Good. I'm glad you can't go anywhere. Now, I should have sort of sewn that in, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew. Wait a minute. I'm going to sew that on the end of there, but I'm going to put some seam binding that I created on the edge so you don't really see it. You do and you don't. So I'm going to tuck the corners in, and by that I tuck corners in like so, and I fold so my edges aren't shown. Love the material you were using. Well, the material I got got ages ago, but it's just one of those things. I was hoarding it for some time before I was using it. So yeah, I was hoarding it. You are smarter than the average bear. Oh, I don't know about that, Lisa. I don't know about that. It is gorgeous fabric. I tell you what, oh, see, yakking away. There. So I'm going to fold these edges in. Actually, do you know what I might do? Is I might make it a little bit easier on myself. And use my seam roller. Where have I put it? Oh, I knew that was going to drop. Right. Let's cut this down a little bit so my edge is nice and soft. Tuck these in like I did the seam binding around the edges. Oh God, come on, Colette. God's sake. It's fiddly. Right, now I've got that side in, I'm going to pin it so it's not going to go anywhere. And then I'm going to work on this side. Fold it over and then fold it over that way. And then that way then, I've got some seam binding on the edges. So I've done one side, let me do the other. Cut some of this seam binding. Like I say, I can't tell you how much seam binding I've got because in order to tell you, I'd have to kill you. No. In order to tell you, I'd have to measure it out and I haven't got it. I can't measure it out because I've literally just sewn a ton of pieces together. So fold it in, fold it in. I'm not worrying about the other side at the minute. Fold that in over and that end over. And then I'm going to clip that side so I know that's not going to move. And then I'll stitch this then as is, and then I'll stitch it onto the bag. So then I've made the handle to go on top, if that makes any sort of sense. So you can sort of see where I'm going with it. So, like, does anybody know of any challenges going on recently? I don't know of any. I'll be releasing my sort of hidden challenge on Sunday. Okay, make sure I've got my pins out. Something's going on, and it was. Right, let me try again. that pen out and that blue one out. There's the first one done. And I'm just going to raise these pins so I can see them the other side. Because that way then they're not getting caught up in my machine. Take that pin out. That pin. Okay, so now I am so on that side. Completely missed. Okay, so now I've got those two sides sewn. I've got a challenge for you all. I found out and tell me the name of the little I'm having a birthday card challenge. Are you, Abro? Well, Lisa, I'll get back to you with what it's called. I can't think off the top of my mind, but I will get back to you, I promise. You're having a birthday card challenge. So is that new or that's running out on the 31st? Oh, cool. And is that open to, because you're not in UK, you're USA? Am I right in thinking you're USA, Abro? Tell me if I'm wrong. So I'm going to pop some pins in there like so. And I'm going to sew these on. But I'm going to zigzag it instead of a straight stitch. And my birthday is tomorrow, but it's going through till the 31st. Oh, how cool is that? Now, problem, is that going to get in my way? Yeah, it will. When I put the bottles in, it'll get in my way. So how about I put my... Yeah, I'm going to put it there. Because I was just thinking, if I put my bottles in, it might get in my way. So it's a 48 roll press. There we are. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, sweetheart. I knew it wasn't just called a seam roller. Thank you, sweetheart. So I might make my handle a little bit big. I don't know whether I want that handle now I've done it. No, yes I do. Yes I do. Right, I'm going to sew this side on and then I'll pin the other side. Thank you, Jan, sweetheart. Honestly, I couldn't think what it was called. So, Aaron, your birthday's tomorrow, did you say? Happy birthday. Have a lovely birthday. Hope you're having lots of lovely things, as you should on your birthday. I know. And I'm going to zigzag this so it doesn't move. Zigzag. And I have opened it up, and this is why I haven't put the bottom on. So there's the first one. So happy birthday for tomorrow, Abra. Hope you have a lovely day. Just rereading your comments. Hope you have a lovely day, and I hope that you have lots of lovely birthday wishes sending to you. Now, I don't know whether you all know, but as you all know, I'm from the UK. Well, some of you may know, some of you may not. And we tend to sing happy birthday in a different language. And because I'm from Wales, we tend to sing happy birthday in Welsh. So now I haven't got the best singing voice, but I will sing it especially for you, Abro, as I'm sewing the other side of the handle on. And it goes like this. Penblwydd hapus i ti, penblwydd hapus i ti, penblwydd hapus I Abro, penblwydd hapus I ti. Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! So yes, that's how it goes. And it's just happy birthday in Welsh. I'm going to take this pen out. And we are near enough. I'm going to turn this completely around. Okay, so we're on the bottom. I haven't got much of a singing voice, but just wanted to share that with you. So there's my handle. It is a bit big, but I'm not complaining. Now the bottom, like I said, we're on a running roll. Running roll? We're on a roll. And I'm just going to cut these bottoms off. Right, I have for the bottom, I have the green fabric, obviously, for the inside, and the red fabric for the outside. And all I'm going to do, believe it or not, I can sort that out, is match. Let me just cut this off. Is match my corners up, corner to corner. And then I can cut it off. Once I've sewn it, I can then cut it. And I'm going to sew the two corners this side. Now this will be a bit tricky because it's the bottom. However, so did you say it runs till the 31st? I might send you a birthday card, sweetheart. I can do that. I'm sure I can do that one. I'm going to put little window clips now all the way along the edge of my bottom. One go in there, turn this the other way, and where's that pulling? Okay, that's better. And then same on this side. And then we will should. Now I will, and I won't do this on camera because you've sort of seen me do it on the inside, but I will be putting seam binding along the bottom so that the inside is all secure and it's sort of giving it that little bit of structure. But you've seen me do that, so I won't do that on live. So let's sew this up while I read a few comments out. Postmark the 31st, drawings the 7th. Okie doke. Oh, you then zigzag. Just going to make sure that didn't zigzag. Going all the way on the edges of the bottom of your bag. And I did obviously do the sides a little bit too big. Right, now I've come to my corner. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put it as flat as I can. And I'm going to take this pin out. And I'm just going to go up, stop there, turn this the other way, and so. Take a pin out. Turn it, stop there, and I'm going to do it as flat as I can. Now, because this is a bit of a funny shape to it, it would help if it was any thread in the bottom. That's why I did my thread right at the beginning. Oh my word, I wondered why it wasn't. Why I didn't feel like it was sewing. Lucky I did some thread right at the beginning. Right, let me pin this back up. Shouldn't take me too long. Some wonder clips. Pin here. Pin there. And you can put two on there. And one here. Should we try that again? Oh my word. Happy birthday. It's my birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Lisa, sweetheart. Wishing you many returns. Pembroke Harvest City. Pembroke Harvest City. Pembroke Harvest City, Lisa. Pembroke Harvest City. Okay? Hooray. Let's take these pins out. So has anybody got anything planned then, crafting wise, for next week? I haven't got anything planned, sort of. We've got a challenge on the group at the moment, and it's to make a pocket letter. And that's what I'm in the middle. Now that's in the middle of making. I know by the time this project will be finished, I won't have many clips left. I keep bouncing around the place. So turn this, keep it as flat as possible. Okay. Now that's sewing. And like I say, I think I did the sides a bit big. If I was to do it again, which I think I might make another one, I would do my sides a little bit shorter than what I did them. And I'd make the handle a little bit smaller. But I've never made one of these before. This was just purely an idea that came out of my head from looking at my own bags. Okay, turn it on the last home stretch. Like I say, I will seam bind the inside, but I won't do that on camera because you've seen me do it. I don't want to bore you guys half to death. So I want to show you what it looks like. And I'm going to turn it and do the last few stitches. Okay, so here we go. Right, here we go. And I've got plenty of seam binding to do the inside. And like I say, if I was to make one again, I would make my sides a bit smaller. And I would possibly do my handle a little bit smaller too. But it's to put bottles in. So let me show you what type of bottles I can be put in. So there's my zip. That's what it looks like in the zip. And let me show you what type of bottles. So these are sort of glue bottles, right? But you've got to imagine, you know, whatever bottles you've got, I'm only just putting glue bottles in there for the time being. They can stand up. That's the idea of it. So you can stand up and then you can do whatever you wanted to do. And they're glue bottles, but I made mine for a toiletry purpose to put toiletries in. But they can stand. It can stand up. And I haven't got any toiletries around me to be able to show you how it would work that way. But you've got all the inside, which I did all seam binding, and you just push your corners out, and I will seam bind the bottom, and you could even use interfacing if you didn't want it sort of to be, if you wanted to have a bit more structure, you could use some interfacing. Rianne, what's that interfacing called that you suggested to me? But you can sort of see it. It looks like a little mini handbag. Hey. So, like I say, I will seam bind the bottom of it, and I would do it all the way around. But I won't do that on live because you've already seen me do the inside. But I've made enough seam binding to go all the way around. And I can't tell you how much seam binding I've made, only that I've just sewed strips of fabric together and kept going until I had enough of it to wrap around my hand. And then I knew then I had enough to do this. But yes, my little mini handbag for toiletries. So let's read some bias binding. I think would be good. Yeah, bias binding. Yeah, that would be a good idea, Angie. Bias binding. There is some interfacing you can buy to give it a bit more sturdiness, and I can't forget what it's called. But you could use bias binding. Totally agree. And that would give it a nice pretty edge, actually. But yeah, anything like that. Anything. Betty. Oh, how do water starts with Lucy? She said every morning to see. Oh, Rian. Fabulous. Oh, thank you, Rian, sweetheart. Thank you, Carol. I'm just catching up with comments. I do apologize. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that this evening. I will be back next week. Like I say, check out Abril's challenge if you haven't done so already. Please subscribe to each other. Even if we're not on YouTube, YouTube is such a big place, and it wouldn't make it a nice, better place if we were all supporting each other. So don't forget to subscribe to each other. I am going. It's a shame I didn't have sort of bottles around me in order to show you what I'm going to put in them. But I'm going to use mine as a toiletry bag. But like I say, you could easily make this. And I think the next one I make I'd give it a bit more structure, so perhaps use a bit of interfacing so it's a bit stiffer rather than sort of like that. But that's not to say that I don't love it, because I do. And I didn't say this last week because I couldn't remember how many inches I used, but this is an 18-inch zip. If I haven't put the dimensions to the bag, then they will all be in last live's video, and I will go back and check if there is in the description. But yes, thanks, Kat, for a lovely evening. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jan. I did read your comment. And thank you, Abril. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Tammy, for joining us and for your lovely comments too tonight. Have a lovely weekend wherever you are in the world. And I will catch up with you all next Friday at 9 o'clock. And I will hope you really enjoyed tonight's live. So I will love and leave you to then. Bye for now, ladies. Bye.